Hey YouTube family, welcome back to another episode of 2A in LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You should not take it as fact. You should not take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. All right? And also, I'm going to ask you to go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop down a comment, and share the video with your peeps. All right, do that for your boy. Okay, look, fam. A little while back, I did a video on getting a multi-state CCW, getting your multi-state concealed carry permit. The multi-state will allow you to carry a weapon on your person concealed in multiple states. If you get it in Arizona, I think you can get it in like 38 states or 37 states, something like that. If you get one in Utah, they have a reciprocal relationship that will allow you to get like 36 states or something like that. I have had my multi-state now for almost probably a year, and I use it quite a bit. I travel out of California to Arizona quite a bit. I travel to Nevada quite a bit. I enjoy carrying my weapon on me and making sure that I'm protected. I do photography, and sometimes I do it in kind of isolated places. And so, you know, I mean, look, man, it's wild animals are out there. I've seen bear, I've seen coyote, I've seen mountain lions. You know, I've been very fortunate never to have a direct encounter with a wild animal where I had to draw my weapon. But, you know, I think if I do it enough, it's only a matter of time, right? And so I always, before I was armed, I was able to arm myself. I always felt like, man, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, not a lot of people around. If I get attacked by one of these animals, sometimes you don't have good cell phone reception. And so I've always been very worried or weary about that. And I still am in California because I don't yet have my California carry permit. And that is really about what this video is about. So for you guys who are out of the state, if you want to, you know, kind of watch the video and hang out cool, maybe you'll learn something. If you ever moved to California, this is something you should be aware of. And also I say, man, be careful. What's in California today could be in your state tomorrow. So you might want to tune in just for that in and of itself. But I thought I would kind of talk about my journey to get my concealed carry permit in the state of California. So for those who think that, you know, the permit process in California is the same across the board, it is not. Similar to the way that I described to you guys previously, that there are shall issue states versus may issue states, meaning that as long as you meet certain, you know, limited qualifications, essentially, as long as you aren't a threat to yourself and others, you don't have a criminal record, you have the ability to buy a gun. In most other states, you can get a concealed carry permit in shall issue states, meaning they shall issue you a permit. In may issue states, such as California, we may issue you a permit depending, sometimes if we feel like it. and they put that in a shroud of you have to have cause. You have to show good cause. Now, historically in LA City and LA County, barring you being a law enforcement officer or working as armed security as a profession, it's very difficult to show good cause. The couple of exceptions that we had were if you were in the kind of, you had the kind of business, you were the kind of business owner where you carried high dollar value, high dollar value items. Think of jewelers, right? Who carry around, thousands and thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in diamonds, let's say, right? Or gold. They could often get concealed carry permits because they potentially could be targeted, right? The other exception was, if you had a stalker, or if you could prove that your life was in direct danger, you could get a permit. And so here's the thing about that, though. I always felt like if you were in immediate danger and you wanted to conceal carry, it takes a long time to process permit, months. Probably by the time you get your permit, the threat is probably no longer there, and hopefully you're alive to talk about it. So that's the one thing I was always kind of worry about on the immediate danger thing. If I'm in immediate danger, I need my permit today, right? I don't need it 3 months from now, 4 months from now while I'm waiting on stuff to get processed. So I don't know how many of those were ultimately given. But essentially, the only people that ever got permits were people who knew somebody. Like I said, the typical was law enforcement, security, whatever. And regular civilians, you either had to know somebody or you were famous or something like that. You couldn't get one. Essentially, in LA City and LA County, it was almost impossible. Now, there are many, many more counties and cities within the state of California than just LA. In a lot of counties, they had shell issue laws. And so you walk around, because I live on this side of the track in LA City, I can't get a concealed carry permit. But if I lived on this side of the track, I could get one. And which makes absolutely no sense, right? So that's kind of what we've been living with in California for a long time. And like I said, in the city of LA and the county of LA, it was almost impossible to get a concealed carry permit. However, the tide seems to be turning. From what I understand now, it's still pretty much impossible to get one within LA City, but the LA County Sheriff Office is opening up. Post-COVID, the crime rates are up a little bit, which, kind of makes sense considering everybody was inside a year ago and now everybody is out and, kind of doing whatever. However, because crime statistics are up, violent crime against Asian Americans is up. The sheriff has really acknowledged what we've always known, is that they just don't have the manpower to be everywhere all the time when you need it. And so if you can show good cause, then reasonable cause is probably a better word than good cause. If you can show reasonable cause, then they are being a lot more liberal about issuing permits, where before it was impossible regardless of your cause. Now there is a possibility. And so for me, I've got cause on a few different levels. Like I said, on a part-time basis, I do photography. I do landscape photography. I'm often out in isolated areas doing photography and, there's wild animals and things like that. So that's one. I carry expensive camera equipment on me as well. So that is another grounds for cause. And so I recently submitted my concealed carry applications based on my cause to the city of Los Angeles as well as the county of Los Angeles. Now, I live in the city. Previously, what happened is you would have to apply to the city. So I live in the city of LA and in the county of LA, right? So previously what would happen is you'd have to apply to your city. So previously I would have to apply to the city of LA, and if I was declined by the city of LA, then I could apply to the county. But as I said, the county's been gearing up. They've been issuing more permits. They're becoming a little more liberal. And so now the county is allowing you to apply directly. So I'm doing a simultaneous. I think I have good cause based on what I've described and some other information that I provided. I think I have good cause regardless. Regardless. First of all, can I just say I shouldn't need good cause? if I want to carry a firearm for my own personal protection and the protection of my family, I should not be required to go through this process. This part of my Second Amendment rights. But you know, I am a believer in rule of law, and so I'm not going to carry if I'm not legally allowed to. So I'm going to do what I need to do to try to get my concealed carry permit legally. And so I have submitted my application to the county, and I've got an appointment. To the city of LA, and I have an appointment scheduled in early October. Okay, so at the time I'm doing this video, it's early August, and the first available appointment with the city of LA is early October. So again, if this goes back to my earlier point, if I had I was in immediate danger for some reason and I needed a concealed carry permit, I can't get an appointment for 3 months. So, or two and a half months. And so I don't know if that's going to save. And it's not like once I get the appointment, oh, you get the permit immediately. No. There's going to be a waiting period after that. They've got to do background. I've got to take a class, a firearms class. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's more. So it'll probably be another 90 today. If I'm lucky, if everything goes 100% smooth with the city, maybe by year end, I'll get my CCW with the city of LA. If in fact the city of LA approves me. Now the county is a little bit different. With the city of LA, I called, let them know, hey, I want to apply for my CCW. They set up the appointment, right? And then I take all my paperwork to that appointment. The county is in a more go mode, so they want you to send in your application and everything along with a fee. I think it's like a $30 fee. And if everything looks good, then they'll call you for an appointment. Then you go in for your appointment, and then you have similar processes. So I don't know how long it's going to take for the county to call me back about an appointment. I'll just have to see about that. But I wanted to take you guys on this journey with me. It's going to be a long one. It's not going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. When I got my multi-state permit, I had to take a class. And it took a couple of weeks for a class to come up that I could attend. So that took a couple of weeks. I went and it took maybe another week for me to get back my certificate of completion for that class. I sent in that. I sent in my fingerprints and the application and everything. I sent it off to the state of Arizona. I'd say probably within 30 days or so, I got my permit back. 45 days at the most. So we're talking about 45 to 60 days to get there. Here, just to get an appointment with the city of LA, it's going to be over 60 days. And then I'm assuming probably another 90 days from the appointment until I can actually get a permit, assuming I'm approved. And for the county, I don't know. Like I said, I sent in my paperwork. I got to wait for them to set up the appointment. But that's where we're at today. So I wanted, for those who are out there who live in California, thinking about getting their permit, particularly people in an LA city and LA county, I wanted to be able to document the process. So LA city, you call, you complete the paperwork first, have it all together, call, set up your appointment. They'll give you an appointment date. You bring everything to the appointment, and then they'll make a decision relative to you moving forward or not. With the county, you send in your application and everything first. They'll review it, and then they'll call you for an appointment. Once I have my LA City appointment and my LA County appointment, I'll report back to you guys and let you know how that went. All right? Until next time, fam, I appreciate you guys. Take care and peace.